Hello everybody. This video is dedicated to the much asked and a very popular question: how long will it take us to get our visa after we get an S56 requirement from the DHA? So in order to help you understand this, let's go with an example of a visa that has been granted today. So this applicant has received his 491 offshore visa uh, at just 70 points. So I think this kind of validates my insistence upon the point score not being too high for applicants. A lot of you think that probably only those with higher points will get nominations, while those with 65, 70, 75 don't stand very good chances. So that's not true. Now, this applicant was self-employed as a commodities trader. I don't know whether you are sure what a commodities trader means. It's basically an agriculture related occupation, not really agriculture related. It's a commission agent basically. So this applicant was nominated by the state of NSW. Now, please, as I've been sharing earlier, do not lodge your EUIs randomly. I do get some clients who come to me and tell me that, we've lodged our EUI. So when I ask them, which state did you lodge it for? They would say, we've lodged it for other state. That makes no sense. Please look at the state, which state your occupation is listed in, which state criteria you meet, and then go ahead and lodge your EOI. And there are some states such as the South Australia and such as the NSW that do accept applications or do give out nominations to applicants with high scoring points. So if you're somebody sitting at 80, 85, 90 and onwards, you could consider lodging your application in such states as well. Now, coming down to this chronology of the lodgement process for this applicant's visa application was lodged for 491 offshore with the DHA on 5th of Jan 2023. And on 10th of April 2024, we received an S56 request form for him. So I think the documents that were requested were Form 80 and some documents related to his relationship with the wife and something related to the children. After the documents were fulfilled, we received the request for a second VAC on 21st June 2024. So what is second VAC? As you must be aware that it is mandatory for your partner or any migrating dependent above 18 years of age to demonstrate functional level English. This can be done in three ways. Either they score overall 4.5 bands, or they prove that they have completed a tertiary qualification, which is at least a 2-year diploma or a bachelor's degree with English as medium of instruction. Or third, if they're not able to do any of the two or do not want to do any of take the test, they can always go ahead and pay the second VAC fee. So this applicant chose to pay second VAC fee for his wife. Usually the visa grant after paying the second VAC fee is rather quick. We've also seen some visas come through in 24 hours after the applicant has paid the second VAC fee. But in this case, the VAC fee request was sent on 21st June 2024 and the visa was finally granted on 11th of July 2024. Now, this is the chronology. As you can see, that this applicant was somebody who had lodged the application in January 2023. Now, some people, I just pick up these questions from the comments that I get. Some people feel that we are being ignored because we had lodged the application in December or whenever. Why are we not getting a grant? Please understand, every case is unique and different. So there are various factors which determine as to why your application will be finalized or visa will be granted sooner and why your application or visa would be granted later. Now, I'm going to quickly share 5 major reasons that can affect the grant of your visa after you receive an S56 request. Now, before I get into it, let me quickly tell you, it is not at all necessary that you get an S56 request. Do not think that it is a mandatory step. So it's an S56, which is basically an email for further documents. So what are the reasons that can delay your visa after providing the documents that were stipulated in the S56 request email. The first one is employment documents. So anybody who gets a request for furnishing further documents in support of the claimed employment, this can lead to a little delay because the DHA visa assessor would need to assess those documents as being sufficient to validate the applicant's claims, or whether they would need some more documents. And in case, the second being, in case you are asked to provide some overseas police clearance certificates. Now, there are some people who do state in their applications that we've lived in another country, but they do not provide police clearances. So the DHA can ask you to do that. And since for some applicants it might have been a while since they lived there, it could be a tedious task to get a police clearance that would delay in getting your visa. The third being, of course, the getting your police clearance from India. We do know, at least in some states such as Punjab, getting a police clearance certificate can be a rather lengthy process. So in case you've been asked to provide a police clearance, this is not something you can do provide in maybe 10 days or so. It can take a while. Subsequently, it can affect the visa grant time as well. And finally, in case the passports for any of the applicants are about to expire or have expired, in that case it could delay the process because the DHA could ask you to get your passports renewed. So unless these are the situations applicable in your case, you should not have to wait for very long to get your visa after the S56 request is sent out to you. So I hope this answers your question. Again, I would like to end this video with a note that there is no specific time frame, and you could see that some applicants would lodge their visa applications prior to yours would get their visa sooner, and the ones who lodged later may have to wait. That does not mean there is anything wrong with your case. It just depends upon the individual uniqueness of the case, the documentation, the complexity, and so on. Nothing to worry at all. The Australian Immigration Department is now in the visa grant mode, and you could expect a visa grant if you've lodged your application anytime soon. For any queries, feel free to contact us on 78498 or feel free to share your CV on inquiries@caanwings.com, and we'll be glad to get back to you with free assessment or eligibility advice.